Well, I think, I really love the energy of our defense. I mean, we saw some things in the spring that was taking some time for our players to learn a new system, new terms, and I really saw a tremendous amount of confidence. And once they got a little bit of energy and enthusiasm and momentum in our offense, needed to answer that, and we weren't able to do that at times. But I really like where we are with our defense. Took the ball away. We were pursuing, stripping, the mentality, the culture. Loved what I saw from our defense today.
Well, that's one of the things. When you look at a scrimmage like that, you often wonder, does this mean that the defense is playing at that high a level, or you know what I'm saying? Or is it the offense that's just struggling? But it seemed to be what you said. Well, in terms of energy, yeah. I mean, receivers weren't getting separation.
Yeah. And that's a tribute to coaching. I mean, and certainly I've got a great deal of faith and confidence with our offense. And one of these, this is week 1. Let's face it. I mean, and there's a long, 2 more weeks in preseason camp for us to get it right offensively, and we feel very confident in our personnel and our leadership on that side of the ball. So they're going to have a chance to see the film. They're going to have a chance to see some of the things that weren't executed efficiently and effectively like we'd like to see. But they're competitors. They've had a good week. So today wasn't our best effort, and not necessarily maybe the effort, but our best ability to be efficient and effective offensively. Now we got to go correct that, and I know that these kids are mature enough and they'll be able to bounce back for us.
Right. At the same time, I mean, that's not your offense. I mean, Bo's not out there a lot. Bo's not getting the ball every 2 out of every 3 plays or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
We wanted to see some of these young guys. We've got a battle going on the defensive side of the ball. Our nose guard position's got a battle. Sokoli and Cahill have done a tremendous job. Our free safety, we have a new free safety that's going to be starting this year with Whitney Sherry and Kendall Minifield along with Derek Brim. There's a 3-man competition going on there. We're pretty solid with the linebackers. Jake Stockman's really stepped up and stepped in. Pettigrew, Skinner, you saw Khalil Mack and Willie Mosley. They've all done a real nice job. Offensively, the offensive line at times we're a little bit out of sync. We're still battling at that quarterback position, we know, and nothing's changed. We need to go back and look at where we're at with those guys, and we knew that we're going to have a new receiving core, and we have one guy returning, that's Alex Nuts. And, so we really need to evaluate and hone in on where we are with those kids. But you're right, Bo was in there, and then we wanted to see where Potts was. Then we saw Potts. We need to see where he's at, and Brandon Murray. And we have a couple young freshmen, Devin Campbell and Jordan Johnson. So, we wanted not just to see, we know what Bo can do. We know what kind of quality player he is. But we need to see where some of these other young men are.
Well, that's what I mean. To assess your offense from afar, just based on what they saw, wouldn't be fair, given that Bo's not in there.
Right. We need to take all those things into consideration.
Right. How do you assess where you are at nose tackle right now? I mean, Sokoli started out at the nose today. Is he a notch ahead of everybody right now, would you say? Is that where you're leaning? Or?
Well, that's the nice thing about having 2 quality young men. Wyatt Cahill and Kristjan Sokoli, they both bring, different dynamics to what we want to do defensively, and you're going to see offenses that are spread. You're going to see some 2-back pro-style offenses. You're going to see the spread. You're going to see option, and I think both of them are going to have a lot of playing time. And to see who's that first guy who's going to take first snap, listen, we need both of them. It's a tremendous amount of responsibility to play this multiple 3- and 4-down defense. You need to have a couple nose guards, and both of them done a tremendous job. But we really like where Sokoli is, and we've seen Wyatt, and we know what we can get from both of those guys.
Okay, where do you see when you talk about the need for diversity? What is it that's different about them that you can tap into?
Well, I think what you see with Sokoli is just learning how to play inside. He's never been inside. So we need to see more time with him. We've seen Wyatt. Wyatt's been a nose guard, and that's been a key thing for us to be able to have that flexibility. And so we needed to see more time with Sokoli. And so to be able to get a fair evaluation where he's at in his development, you need to put him in there, and he needs to get a lot of reps. We know what Wyatt can do. It's the same thing with Bo. We know what Bo can do, but let's see where those other guys are to really build our depth and see who's ready, who's got the handle on the offense, defensive schemes. And, they're going to go out there there and play a high level of intense football that we need for 4 quarters.
Can you talk about Alex Zordich, just the progression that he's made? I mean, obviously that returning receiver that you need on this team, but just talk about a little bit about Alex.
Well, the thing that always comes to mind when I talk about Alex Zordich is just he's a tremendous leader. He's a winner. He's got tremendous concentration, great ball skills. You know, he can judge the ball. He made a great catch. You know, it was a little bit wide and outside, and, you know, he was able to readjust and make a great grab. You know, he's just such a reliable, dependable guy. And, you know, I really feel strongly that, you know, he's probably going to be one of the best. But you can't win with just one guy. You know, we need the development of the guys like Dixon and Hughes and Fred Lee, Rudy Johnson, and our tight ends, for that matter. And, you know, we need to make sure all of them. But Alex is a tremendous leader. He's a great player, and certainly excited to see that he's been able to come back and even faster, stronger, with more explosiveness and a great mindset for what he wants to accomplish with this offensive unit.
The best of us today, but that's just part of getting better. That's why we're here at camp, and just continue to work on things and improve on things.
The weekend now, just talk about the progression that you guys have seen. I mean, you got one heck of a battle going at the quarterback position.
Yeah, I'm sorry, repeat the question. I didn't really
Just
understand.
talk about a weekend so far. I mean, just talk about the battle at the quarterback position for you.
Yeah, it's been a good week at camp, you know, and competition, obviously a great thing. Just continue to make each other better, and just offense, I've been real pleased with some of the things that we've seen and been able to do, and we just got to continue to get better at all this stuff.
Can you just talk a little bit about what finally getting in a scrimmage-like situation today does for you as a quarterback and helps you get better as an offense?
Yeah, being in a scrimmage is huge because it's near game speed, and really there's nothing like game speed. You really need that you know, the experience, and everything seems to be a little faster, so it really helps out.
You said yesterday that the one thing you want to do was execute today. Do you feel like getting that the game-like atmosphere, that you're closer to getting to executing and getting to what you want to be?
Yeah, absolutely. With every scrimmage that we get and every game that we get, you're going to get better. You're going to get better from the decisions you make, and you're going to learn from them, and you're going to recognize things faster. So definitely the scrimmages help out.
Well, just talk a little bit about the defense's performance in today's scrimmage, how you felt it went from your side of the ball.
I feel like we started out strong, and that helped us really carry over throughout the scrimmage. You know, everybody was doing their jobs and reading their keys, and I feel like as an overall defense, we had a pretty good day, and I'm pretty happy with the way we played today.
You guys are a very veteran group. Do you think that kind of helped you have a little bit of an edge against an offense that, you know, is trying to break in a couple new starters?
Yeah, it definitely does, and not only does it, you know, help us help us because they're veterans, but it helps the young guys, brings the young guys along faster too, because they're right next to us, you know, helping us out and telling us what to do.
And what are the areas that, after this scrimmage and the first week of practice, that you guys are still looking to continue to improve on?
I mean, everywhere really. I mean, we still got a long way to go. This is only 1 week camp. You know, next week we start 2-a-days, so. You know, we're definitely nowhere close to satisfied. We got linebackers, D-line, defensive back. Everybody has to get a lot better.